Have you ever sent a text and waited? You stare at your screen. The message is marked as delivered. Maybe even read, but no reply. Minutes feel like hours. You check again, still nothing. Your mind starts spinning. Did I say something wrong? Am I being too much? Should I send another text? And then the worst feeling creeps in. That quiet fear that maybe, just maybe, he's losing interest. But what if I told you? The problem isn't you. It's not what you said. It's not even about him being too busy. It's something much deeper. See, texting isn't about words. It's about emotion. And right now, your texts are missing something so powerful that when you use it, it makes him think about you nonstop. It's the difference between a message he forgets and a message that lingers in his mind, making him feel something he doesn't even understand. Most people get this wrong. They text like they talk. They send messages based on logic. Good morning. How's your day? What are you up to? But men don't fall in love through logic. They fall in love through feeling, through a craving they can't explain. And that craving, it's built in the spaces between your words, the way you trigger his mind to see you differently. Right now, you might be giving too much, saying everything up front, filling in all the gaps. And when there's no space for desire to grow, attraction fades. Think about it. What's more exciting, having everything handed to you instantly, or waiting, feeling that slow, irresistible pull of anticipation? This is why the best stories don't reveal everything at once. They build tension. They leave gaps. They make you wonder what happens next. And when you master this in your texts, something shifts. He starts checking his phone, hoping for a message from you. He rereads your last text, feeling that little rush of excitement. He starts thinking about you when you're not even there. Because here's the truth. Men don't miss people who are always there. They miss the feeling someone gives them. And if your texts create that feeling, a mix of curiosity, excitement, and a little bit of mystery, he won't just reply. He'll want to. So the question is, how do you send a text that makes him feel this way? It starts with understanding one simple rule: less is more. You don't need to send long paragraphs. You don't need to over-explain. The most powerful texts are often the shortest ones. A single well-placed message can pull him in more than 1,000 words ever could. Because it's not about what you say. It's about what he feels when he reads it. And when you learn how to trigger that feeling, everything changes. But here's the part no one tells you. Men don't just crave attention. They crave emotion. Most people think the key to making him interested is staying in his inbox, texting often, keeping the conversation going. But the truth, that does the exact opposite of what you want. Because attention is easy to get. It's everywhere. His phone is flooded with notifications, messages from friends, work, social media. It never stops. But emotion? That's rare. And when something is rare, the mind values it more. This is why a man can receive hundreds of texts and forget them all. But one message, just one, can stay with him for days because it made him feel something different. Think about it. Ever had a song remind you of someone? Just a few notes. And suddenly you're back in that moment, feeling everything all over again. That's what the right text does. It's not just words. It's an anchor in his mind, a trigger for emotions he can't shake. And it happens when you stop texting like everyone else. Because most people text to be nice, to be polite, to keep conversations going. But that's not what sparks attraction. That's not what makes a man need you. He needs something deeper, a challenge, a mystery, a feeling he can't quite figure out. And that feeling is created in contrast, not constant availability, but moments of warmth, then distance, not predictable messages, but ones that make him wonder. It's the unexpected that keeps him hooked. The space between texts that makes him think. The way you don't always reply right away, forcing his mind to fill in the blanks. Because when there's a gap, the brain obsesses over filling it, and that's exactly what makes him miss you. But here's the catch. You have to do it right. If you pull away too much, he'll assume you're not interested. If you chase, he'll pull back. The secret is to create a rhythm, a natural push and pull that makes him feel like he's winning you over. Because men don't just want connection. They want the thrill of earning it. That's why the right kind of text makes him feel something, and then leaves just enough mystery to keep him craving more. So what does that text look like? It's not, "Hey, how's your day?" It's not a long paragraph explaining your thoughts. It's something short, playful, unexpected. A message that flips the script and makes him chase you. Because the moment he starts wondering what you're thinking, that's the moment he's already falling for you. But here's where most people get stuck. They hear "be mysterious" and they think that means playing games, ignoring texts, pretending not to care. But that's not how real attraction works. Because men don't fall for someone who ignores them. They fall for someone who intrigues them. And intrigue doesn't come from silence. It comes from the right kind of presence. A presence that makes him feel something every time he talks to you. A presence that lingers in his mind, even when you're not around. See, the biggest mistake people make in texting isn't what they say. It's how they say it. Most texts are predictable, flat. They don't create an emotional spark. But the messages that make a man obsessed, they have one thing in common. They make him feel like he's in a story. A story where he's not just another guy responding to another text, but where he's the lead character, and you're the one woman who makes the plot exciting. Because men don't fall for women who are always there. They fall for women who make them feel alive. And the easiest way to do that? Disrupt the pattern. Say the unexpected. Break the routine. Send something that forces his brain to wake up and engage. Most texts make no impact because they don't challenge the mind. But when your words create a mental shift, a little jolt of excitement, a burst of curiosity, he can't help but respond. Imagine this. Instead of saying, "Hey, what's up?" you send, "I just saw something that reminded me of you, and now I can't stop laughing." Or instead of, "How's your day going?" you drop this. "So I just had the most ridiculous thought, and now I need your opinion." See what happens. Instant curiosity, instant pull. Because now he's invested. His brain needs closure. He has to reply. And once he does, that's your moment. Not to flood him with messages, not to over-explain, but to keep the energy alive. Maybe you tease him. Maybe you make him guess. Maybe you drop a playful comment and then disappear for a while, letting his mind fill in the blanks. Because when you give him just enough to spark interest, but not enough to satisfy it completely, he keeps coming back. Not because he has to, but because he wants to. And when a man starts wanting more of you, that's when the real magic begins. And here's where things get really interesting. Because the moment he starts craving more of you, something shifts inside him. At first, it's subtle. He checks his phone a little more often. He rereads your last message, wondering what you meant. He starts anticipating your next text, hoping it comes soon. And then, before he even realizes it, you're on his mind. Not just as someone he enjoys talking to, not just as a fun distraction, but as someone who pulls him, someone who makes his world feel different, more exciting, more unpredictable, more alive. And this is where most people mess up. Because the moment they feel a man getting closer, they rush in. They send longer texts. They reply instantly. They try to hold on to that attention without realizing that holding on too tightly is what makes it slip away, but not you. You understand something deeper, that attraction isn't built in constant connection. It's built in the spaces between. So instead of flooding him with messages, you leave room for tension. Instead of always being available, you create moments of absence that make him feel your presence even more. And this isn't about playing games, it's about creating rhythm. Think of the most addictive songs. They don't just hit the same note over and over. They have pauses, drops, build-ups, moments of anticipation that make the next beat feel even better. That's exactly how attraction works. If every text is predictable, if every reply is instant, if there's never a moment where he has to wonder about you, there's no tension, no thrill. But when you master the art of spacing, something changes. Suddenly, he's checking his phone not because he has to, but because he wants to. Suddenly, he's the one waiting, the one thinking, the one craving that next moment with you. And the best part? He won't even realize why. All he knows is that talking to you feels different. And once a man feels something he can't explain, that's when he starts falling, fast. And this is where the real power lies. Because when a man starts falling, when his mind keeps drifting back to you, when he catches himself checking his phone just in case you texted, he's not just interested, he's invested. But here's the thing most people get wrong. They think that once a man is interested, the work is over. That's the mistake, because interest is temporary. But attachment? That's what lasts. And attachment isn't built through logic. It's not about being nice or thoughtful or always there for him. It's built through emotionally charged experiences. Moments that hit so deeply, they leave an imprint in his mind. Think about it. What do people remember the most? Not the everyday routine conversations, not the good morning and good night texts. They remember the moments that made them feel something intense. The unexpected laughter, the teasing, the playful challenge, the emotion behind the words, not just the words themselves. And that's why the right texts don't just keep a conversation going, they ignite something inside him. They make him feel like he's chasing something special, because men don't just want affection. They want significance. They want to feel like winning you over means something. So instead of just responding to his text, you create a moment, a message that flips the script, that throws him off balance in a way that excites him. Like when he asks what you're doing, instead of the usual not much, you say, wouldn't you like to know? Or when he gives you a compliment, instead of just saying thank you playfully push back. Oh, so you do have good taste. I was starting to wonder. It's subtle, it's effortless, but it shifts the dynamic because now he's leaning in. Now he's wondering what you'll say next. Now he's realizing that talking to you isn't just about texting. It's about experiencing something exciting. And that feeling, that's what makes him never want to stop. And this is the turning point. Because now something is shifting inside him. Before he was just talking to you. Now he's experiencing you. And that difference, it changes everything. Because men don't just fall for words. They fall for energy. The energy of unpredictability. The thrill of not knowing exactly what's coming next. The tension of wanting more but not quite having it yet. That's what keeps him hooked. And this is where you take things deeper. Because attraction pulls him in, but emotion locks him in place. And the fastest way to create emotional depth? It's not by being overly serious or pouring your heart out too soon. It's through contrast. Moments where you shift from playful to sincere. Moments where you give him just enough of your real self to make him crave more. Because if everything is only playful, he enjoys the chase, but he doesn't feel connected. And if everything is only deep and serious, he respects you, but he doesn't feel drawn to you. But when you balance both, that's when he feels something rare. That's when he stops seeing you as just someone fun to talk to and starts seeing you as someone he doesn't want to lose because you're not like the others. You're not waiting for his attention. You're holding his attention. And that's when the real emotions start kicking in. And now something deeper is happening because this isn't just attraction anymore. It's not just excitement or curiosity. It's emotional gravity. The kind that keeps pulling him toward you, even when he's not trying. And do you know why? Because you've done something most people never even realize matters. You've made him feel seen, not just wanted, not just admired, understood. And for a man, that's rare. Because the truth is, most men live their lives with a mask on. They're expected to be strong, unshaken, always in control. But deep down, they crave a space where they can just be, where they don't have to prove anything. Where they don't have to impress, where they feel like who they are is enough. And the moment you create that space for him, even in small ways, he feels something he can't ignore. And it happens in the simplest moments. Like when he tells a joke and instead of just laughing, you notice why he made it. Like when he talks about his dreams and you don't just nod along. You make him feel like they matter. Like when he shares something vulnerable and instead of rushing to comfort him, you hold space for it. These are the moments he won't forget, because while attraction catches his eye, emotional depth captures his soul. And once a man feels that, he won't just fall for you, he'll fight to keep you. And this is where his emotions start working against him in the best way possible. Because up until now, he's been feeling something strong, something real, but he hasn't fully realized why. All he knows is that you're different. And that thought alone, it terrifies him. Because men don't just fall in love with a woman. They fall in love with how she makes them feel. And right now you're making him feel something he can't control. A mix of excitement and comfort, passion and peace. You've created a space where he feels alive and yet completely at home. And that's dangerous for him because men like to feel in control. They like to believe they can walk away at any moment, that their emotions don't own them. But when a woman knows how to awaken a man's heart the way you do, that illusion of control, it shatters. Suddenly, he's the one overthinking, wondering if he's saying the right things, wondering if he's enough. And this is where most people make the biggest mistake. They chase him. They try to reassure him. They over-explain their feelings, hoping to make things clear. But clarity doesn't create attraction. Uncertainty does. Because a man doesn't value what's handed to him. He values what he has to earn. And right now, he's starting to feel like you are something he has to fight for. And the moment that realization sinks in, he won't just want you. He'll need you. And now something powerful is happening inside him. Something he didn't expect. It's no longer just about attraction. It's no longer just about enjoying your presence. It's about keeping you. Because now you're not just a woman he likes. You're a woman he fears losing. And that fear, it changes everything. Because men don't fall in love when they're simply comfortable. They fall in love when they feel like they're on the edge of losing something rare. Think about it. When something feels too easy, too predictable, too safe, it fades into the background. But when something feels just out of reach, when it feels like it could slip through his fingers at any moment, he fights for it. That's human nature. And right now, that's exactly what he's feeling with you. Because you've done something most people don't. You've given him just enough to make him feel connected, but not enough to make him feel certain. And that uncertainty? It's making his mind spin. He starts noticing how much he thinks about you. He starts questioning why he wants to hear from you so badly. He starts realizing that this isn't just a passing attraction. This is something deeper, something real. And the moment a man realizes that, the game changes because now he's no longer just enjoying the connection, he's invested in it. And when a man is invested, he won't just hope you stay. He'll do whatever it takes to keep you. And now something even more powerful is happening. It's not just that he's invested. It's not just that he's thinking about you. It's that he's starting to see his future and you're in it. Because here's a secret most people don't realize about men. They don't fall in love through words. They fall in love through vision. They don't just ask, do I like her? They ask, can I see myself with her? And right now, that vision is taking over his mind. He starts imagining what it would be like to wake up next to you, what it would feel like to have you by his side when life gets tough, what it would mean to call you his. And the moment a man starts seeing you in his future, something shifts. Because now the idea of losing you isn't just a thought, it's a threat. A threat to the life he's subconsciously started building with you in his head. And that fear, it's the final piece of the puzzle. Because now he's not just hoping you stay, he's determined to keep you. And that determination, it's what makes a man go from interested to devoted, from curious to committed. And once that happens, he won't just want you in his life. He'll do everything in his power to make sure you never leave. And now something undeniable is happening inside him. It's no longer just attraction. It's no longer just excitement. It's a need, a deep, unshakable need to claim this connection before it slips away. Because the fear of losing something rare is far stronger than the joy of gaining something good. And right now, you're not just a woman he likes. You're the woman he can't afford to lose. He notices how different he feels around you. He notices how conversations with you don't feel like other conversations, how your presence isn't just enjoyable, it's irreplaceable. And that's when his mind does something powerful. It starts closing doors. Doors to options, doors to distractions, doors to anything that isn't you. Because the more he realizes what he has, the more he protects it, the more he values it, the more he fights for it. And that's the moment where his heart fully locks in, where his interest turns into devotion, where he no longer wonders if he should make a move. He starts wondering how soon he can make you his. And when a man reaches that point, it's no longer a game. It's no longer a chase. It's a decision that changes everything. And now something even more powerful is happening inside him. It's not just about wanting you, it's about needing you in his life. Not the loss that happens when something is taken away, but the loss that happens when they realize something could be taken away. Right now in his mind, you're no longer just an option. You're the only option that feels right. And for the first time, he feels fear, not the fear of rejection, not the fear of embarrassment, but the fear of regret. Regret that he might wait too long. Regret that someone else might recognize your worth before he fully claims you. Regret that he could lose something that's already started to feel like home. And when a man reaches that point, everything changes because now he's not just responding to your texts, he's initiating. He's not just enjoying the moments you share, he's planning for more. He's not just interested, he's all in. And this is when the game is no longer a game. This is when he doesn't just want to be a part of your life. He starts making you a part of his.